One of the strengths of the Consumer Financial Education Standing Committee of ASISA is the power of collaboration and the think tank of financial education in the country. I think the advantage of having members, which are the financial institutions conducting financial education in their respective organizations, that you have a wealth of experience and expertise that comes from the different financial institutions who have a common goal of cultivating a culture of savings and investment through financial education. I think there are, some good progress made by financial institutions that have been participating in the Consumer Financial Education Standing Committee. There will always be room for improvement because the kind of issues that we're grappling with are quite huge. I mean, here we're trying to deal with the issue of transformation. We're trying to deal with the issue of financial inclusion and cultivating a culture of savings. So it's not so much about how much the industry has invested in financial education. It is the question of whether or not the spend in consumer financial education is giving us the required impact in terms of behavior, in terms of people's ability to manage their money better, in terms of levels of financial literacy, and ultimately savings and investment. We know for a fact that South Africa still grapples with challenges around lack of long-term mindset and saving for the future. We're still dealing with a lot of materialism and consumerism. And that, for me, indicates that there's a lot of work still to be done by the industry. I think the question of impact evaluation should continue to be the focus area. And I think that's the area where the ASISA Foundation has done really well in evidencing the impact of the financial education programs, which the industry has a lot to learn from. The ASISA Foundation is doing a lot of pioneering work in financial education with verifiable data in terms of the effectiveness of the programs. I think what the opportunity, or rather the opportunity that presents itself, is how do we get more members to continue to support the work of ASISA Foundation. I think for me it's a function of again, robust engagement with the different players at the right level, so that as much as members may prefer to continue doing their own CFE work, but they also do set aside on a voluntary basis, of course, some contributions to support the work of the foundation. But I think there's a lot of work that still needs to happen for that work to be appreciated at the level that it should, because I think the foundation is doing a lot of good work, but I think that work can be scaled up if there was a lot more collaboration and participation by more members. And I think that's the work that the trustees of ASISA Foundation needs to focus on to ensure that we engage more financial institutions and that they start seeing value in continuing, or rather to invest and support the work of the foundation. So, if you look at the financial education landscape in South Africa, you'll notice that a lot of work is being done. There's a significant amount of financial education content, financial education initiative, which is done by different institutions. I think there's also a risk of doing too many things without actually tracking whether they are giving us the desired impact or the desired results. And it's not about ticking the box and say how many people have we reached. It's really about, did we really make a difference, a meaningful a difference and impact in the lives of people that you are offering financial education. I think there's a lot of work. The industry is challenged in the sense that we need to demonstrate and evidence this impact. And I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done in this area. It's not about quantity, it's about quality of financial education and using the right platforms, but at the same time having the right monitoring and evaluation framework in place to make sure that we only do those specific initiatives or programs that are showing some results. And if there's no impact, I think there are some initiatives that may need to be reconsidered, and that budget should be repurposed and reprioritized for other initiatives that are demonstrating value. Until such time that we find a way of delivering financial education in a manner that brings results in all the different multi-platforms that are used by the industry, we need to really look at that very critically and be honest and keep each other honest in that sense. One of the things that sets the ASISA Foundation apart is the fact that it is a foundation that is aimed at improving financial literacy, and it also looks at vulnerable communities, but it actually drives consumer financial education programs that are brand agnostic, and it has credibility in a sense that there's no hint that maybe they're trying to lean towards a particular product or branded product or brand, and that they're doing this with sole intention of really making a positive difference in the lives of the communities. And I think also the governance structures or the governance framework of the ASISA Foundation, supported by a team of very well experienced trustees who function at the board level. I think those things makes the foundation different and unique, but also more than anything, the emphasis on the impact of financial education. For me, that really sets it apart from any other initiative that we've seen anywhere in the country, if not in the continent. So I certainly salute the work of the ASISA Foundation in that regard. I think one of my key highlights when it comes to the work of the foundation is the simplicity and the agility of the team that execute these consumer financial education initiatives within the ASISA Foundation. I think the robustness of the strategic thinking of the trustees of the foundation, given also the independence of the trustees and and the governance framework. For me, those are some of the key highlights for me to be able to contribute to such a very important work done by the foundation with the support and strategic direction of the trustees. So I think there's a lot that the board can do, but more importantly, I mean, if you look at the work of the foundation, I think we need to learn to tell a good story because there's a lot of goodwill and a lot of good work that the foundation is doing. And I think it's time South Africa learns to appreciate the work of the ASISA Foundation. And then, of course, the issue of scaling up. But for me, there are quite a number of highlights for me, having worked as a trustee and a member of the board of the ASISA Foundation.